Hi, I'm Megan Morris, and welcome to Megan Morris Live. I have a very special guest today. She's a real estate expert, and whether it's permits or people that you need help with, Angie Langley can do that for you. Before we get started, we have a quick cut for you, and we'll be back in a moment. Angie Langley with us today. Yay! We have a great studio audience. Thank you. She's from Grant Relations, and she can do so much for you. Every realtor needs to have her in your back pocket because there are so many times where you have a property that could be improved or rezoned or something that could make it a lot more worthwhile for you and your client. And this is a person that you need to talk to because she knows the ways, the ins and outs, and the connections to make it happen. Because I know I tried to do a boat dock before, and you can't just go downtown and say, I want a boat dock, and they give it to you. They don't. You have to have the right people, the right places, and she can get you there. So here we go, Angie.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So tell us about how you got started.
Oh, gosh. Well, I really got started in politics when I had my first job. I started a little babysitting company when I was 11, and I had 6 girls working for me by the time I was 15. And I was always a very good student, an honor student, but school really was never my thing.
Right.
So I'm born and raised in Orlando, went to Edgewater High School, and they had a program where you could leave school early to go to work. I was all over it. I was ecstatic. So, but however, babysitting wasn't a real job that qualified for that type of job. So I went to work for an advertising company as a filing girl to be able to leave school early, and so I'd never gotten a real paycheck before. I'd always been paid cash.
Right.
So when I got my first paycheck, I thought I thought I would know to the penny what I was going to be making.
Right.
And I was introduced to FICA, and I didn't know who he was and why he was taking my money. So I got involved politically even then in high school during a governor's election that year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good story.
Yeah. It's crazy because I would have never thought, even to where I am now, that, little grassroots things I was doing would lead to where I am today.
Right. Well, tell me about some of the projects you work on, because it's, I don't even know everything you do, and I'm a good friend of yours.
I know, you're one of my best friends. Well, I work with a lot of elected officials, and I also have some government entities as clients. Okay. So I bring a unique perspective because I work on both sides, from a developer side and also from the government sides. So with working with elected officials, it's really important to know them before they're elected.
Right.
And that process can be very long.
Right.
So, for example, somebody that may end up being Speaker of the House starts out as running for City Council or a water authority or something. So knowing them before they're elected is important because everyone wants to reach them once they're elected, but you need to know them beforehand so they take your calls.
Yeah, and that takes many years of fostering, and I know you've put that time in. You can't that's not something you just do overnight.
Yeah, politically things don't happen overnight at all. Yeah.
No, that's for sure.
Yeah, and the term limits on so many different seats and entities, that makes a big difference too because you have turnover all the time. You don't have except for Congress, you don't have really unlimited terms. So you have new people coming in all the time, and just like this year, we have a new governor, new cabinet, new Speaker of the House, and Senate president, and it's very, very busy and challenging. And this last year with all of the recounts and things, we couldn't really plan our strategies for our clients until knowing who our governor was going to be, because that totally changed the shifts of everything.
Isn't that amazing? There's so much to learn.
Yeah, there is. A lot to keep up with.
A lot to keep up with.
Yeah.
Well, so with the land development, some of your clients, you work with mostly, is it builders or
I work with
individuals?
a lot of builders. I work with a lot of developers, and even sometimes single-family homeowners. I've done small projects such as with residents who maybe lost a part of their dock or all of their dock during a hurricane, and you would think, that you can just go back down and get what you already had, just replace it.
I know you can't. No, I know.
And that you can't do that.
Right.
I've done things as simple as that, or even like, some code enforcement things, hearings, all the way up to rezoning thousands of acres of property.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot to it. We're in the process. We just did a horse farm, and just going through the process of getting approval from the county and making sure we don't, they want to make sure that you don't have the lights on all the time and the noise. And I mean, there's just going downtown and going to the meetings, and I didn't realize there's so much to it. You think you can just buy a piece of land and build something on it, but it's not that simple.
Yeah.
You really need help to navigate that.
It's really not that simple. And there's a lot of exciting things going on in our area. I really specialize along the I-4 corridor, but even though I was born and raised in the College Park area of Orlando, I've lived in Lake County since 2000.
Right.
So I'm in the Claremont area, and there's a lot of exciting things happening in Lake County right now. It's just
always
exploding.
Something new. Yeah.
Yes. But we have, a lot of people, because the area is just booming, and Groveland, for example, right now is the fastest growing city in the state of Florida. So they're getting a lot of attention, and they, with that, people are buying properties. And for example, there's a project that was an old abandoned hotel. And so some out-of-town developers came to purchase that, and they were unaware of what the impact fees are for that. Right. And that there were some environmental issues on that property before, and they had no clue. They may have never even bought that had they done some better due diligence.
Right,
and that's another thing I help people with, is being able to help them before they make a potential mistake.
Yes, that's really important for you realtors out there that have out-of-town clients, because you want to make sure you've looked into everything about the house, because there's a lot of unknown, especially if you're coming in from out of town.
Yes, and even with properties, there are environmental concerns and everything. Florida is not the easiest place to always get things done.
I know we have things we have to take care of, like the turtles, and there's certain birds. I know we've had, I've talked to some builders who were about to get started, and all of a sudden there was a special bird that was nesting, and all of a sudden it's like put a halt on all the construction.
Yes.
So, yeah, it just helps
birds, gopher tortoises, sand skinks, they can seriously shut your entire project down.
Right. Yeah. So it's really important to have the right people on your team to help you.
Yes, and it's costly too, and that's something that if you're from out of town, especially from out of state, and you're not familiar with the Florida environmental issues and the animals and those kind of things here, those things can really wreck your budget. Right. Well, and kill a deal.
Even. Oh yeah. Oh no, I'm sure. So tell us some of the big projects you've worked on.
Oh well, one project I had was a fun apartment project, and this is a great example of getting someone on your team that's local to really help you with the process. It was an apartment project that I think was originally a 320 or 340 plan, upscale, nice apartment project. And they went in, did not really know the locals, even though they were from the Central Florida area. They had really never done a project like this in Lake County before, and it failed 4-1. It did not pass. And then but they had already owned this property. They were referred to me, and I helped them with the process. And I've done other projects, so I kind of knew some of the council members' hot buttons and different things, different issues that would be important to them. So we ended up approving it, I think, for around 280 units. For example, one council member just didn't want anything over 300. I mean, it could have been anything, but they just were stuck on that number. So having a 320 just killed that. So bringing that down. Another council member is very pet friendly, and there wasn't a dog park there, so they wanted a dog park. Another one wanted a tennis court put in. So we were able to make those accommodations, and then we got it. We brought it back to the council just a couple of months later and got it passed 4-1. Without making huge changes, and it still made the deal work for the developer. They were able to still make the margins that they needed to make, but just having somebody that knows how to navigate that process is a huge, huge thing. And had they hired me at the beginning of that project, that would have saved them thousands of dollars, time, and we all know time is money. And
the monthly overhead on that.
Absolutely. And getting something approved faster and quicker, shortening that route that you're going is very valuable.
Yes. Wow, you're such a valuable asset in real estate.
Yes. Well, real estate is really about partnerships. And Megan, you've been a great partner through everything, like from small residential things to commercial things. I mean, you've helped me move a couple of times. Your moving company is fabulous. Your eye for everything. I can go into my home and not know where to put the furniture whenever I'm getting there, and the moving process is so crazy anyway. You know, your whole world is upside down whenever you're moving, and so to have someone like you and your company come in and say, just take control of it, and this sofa needs to go here and this mirror needs to go here, and you make it look way better than I ever thought I
Well, thank you. I'll navigate the houses and you navigate the land.
We can do that. We can do that.
So we've also had, we've done lots of fun things together over the years. I don't even know how many years. Gosh, it's got to be around 20, right? So every once in a while we look back at some pictures, we're like, wow.
I know.
We go back so far. All these, these fun memories. We went to a party not that long ago. We did a, it was a bigger, I think we bit off more than we could chew because we thought, oh, we have a lot of dress-up parties. I think our friends really like to dress up.
We have a lot of themes, a lot of themes. I have more costumes now than I've ever had as a child.
I know.
Since being friends with Megan.
It's not me, but just my friends. So we went to a Christmas party that happens every year, and every year it just seems to get a little bit better and more over the top. And we went from the land of misfit toys this year. So we went, we were like misfit Barbies, and that was pretty funny. But we thought we put these boxes together, and
those boxes were not ordered.
No, we made those.
Hours and hours and hours and hours. I think you had pink hands forever from the spray paint.
Yeah, but it was a fun project.
Yeah, cardboard is very porous in case you ever tried to paint it, by the way.
So we've had
a lot of stories. Things from chinchillas to trips abroad.
Lots of traveling. We were in Europe together last year, so that was a lot of fun. And the pet thing goes far. I used to have chinchillas, and I didn't realize when my daughter asked for one in 5th grade that they can live 20 years. So, those chinchillas are still alive today, and she's in college.
You have chinchilla babies all over Central Florida.
So it was really funny because I didn't realize when they're born, they're little fluffy, cute things. They're just, they're not like hamsters where they're, not so cute. They're just adorable. And so it was so easy to find homes for them because everybody in our neighborhood, so we have, everybody had a chinchilla. I gave them out like candy. Everyone had one.
And there was a little child's birthday. If there was a baby chinchilla, that's what they were getting.
We do love those animals. So I want to wrap up with you today, and I want to thank you so much for being here. And make sure to give your contact information because I'm sure there's a lot of realtors out there that would like to contact you.
Yes, my website is www.grantrelations.com.
Great. So thank you. And anybody who hasn't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so today and give us some feedback. We love to hear from you. We love to correspond with you. And we will see you next time. Thank you so much. It does.